When I was new to the gym and I was looking for advice because I didn't have a clue what I was doing, I used to turn to beefed up men on YouTube. They would communicate in fluent self-help talk, which is a language my wee tiny brain just doesn't understand. So if you're like me, here's the advice you'll hear out there that I would probably avoid. We've got some good news. We started the process of getting our own dog. I know from Instagram it probably looks like I already have a dog. We just look after our friends quite a lot. We used to have a wee working Cocker Spaniel called Danny. And you know when people are like, oh, my dog is nuts. You hadn't met this dog. He was really reactive and no amount of training could help you predict when he was going to kick off. So we lost him like a year and a half ago. It was fairly traumatic. So it took us quite a while to, look into other dogs. So if you haven't managed to stick to the gym yet, there's a good chance you have a background of trying various different diets. That means any advice out there that encourages you to keep thinking about the gym being a place to lose fat, you should probably stop listening to. Now, you are allowed to want to lose fat, and most people trying to get into the gym are trying to do that. But you want to think about the gym as somewhere you get stronger. If you keep tying it to fat loss, you're either gonna hate it or you're gonna quit. Can I be honest with you for a second? I wouldn't be listening to anyone that says you struggle with motivation or consistency or putting things into action. This is shit people say when they don't understand you, when they don't really understand anything. The PT that says you don't want it enough, what they're saying is, I don't know how to help you. I've seen it happen with clients so many times. When you know what you're doing, you will like what you're doing, so you'll want to go to the gym. It's not a discipline problem, it's a knowing what to do in the gym problem. Good boy. You know when somebody's doing something and you're just kind of like, I don't really believe you're doing that right now. Me and young Chief over here walked into our usual walk in the graveyard. Women standing at the entrance of where everyone walks their dogs with a cat on a lead. I've had a few cats in my time. I haven't walked any of them because cats don't need walking. As much as Chief is a saint, he doesn't like cats. And if I didn't have that ball of his in his mouth right now and he's seen the cat, it would have been pan-breed. Oh, what a catch. Have you ever heard this phrase? Oh, I'm not going to beat myself up over it. You probably have, and you've probably heard it in your own brain. There's two sides to this. On the one hand, if you haven't made it longer than 6 weeks before without missing a gym session, it's not that you need to beat yourself up, it's that you need to stop listening to that phrase. Because you are just letting yourself off too easy, and that's more of an avoidance tactic for you not to feel bad for not going. But you're still going to feel bad, you're just pretending to yourself that you don't. That was a little whoopsie-daisies. A little whoopsie-daisies. If you've never been a gym goer, the truth is, you just can't really trust your own advice or your own thoughts, because that's probably what stopped you so far. So on the other side of the coin, if you're constantly telling yourself that you're going to lose all your progress if you ever miss a session, you might actually need to practice missing the odd gym session and seeing how little difference it makes. In coaching, I've yet to have a client that doesn't miss gym sessions every now and then. It just doesn't happen, and I miss gym sessions every now and then. And that is why coaching is so powerful, because until you've been to the gym for long enough that you can trust your own thoughts, then you're probably going to need someone else there to help you work through them. How are we going to work this out, Chief? Because I don't think I know. How the fuck? I was wondering why he was so against me cleaning him there, because he usually is quite placid with things like that. Then I remembered it's 4 o'clock and he's usually starving by this point, and he usually lets you know. Come here then, sit. I know. The last bit of advice I would ignore is anyone telling you need to train to failure all the time, or always telling you you're just not training hard enough. Even though that is true, right? It is true. You will take it too easy in the beginning. Learning to train hard enough is actually a skill. It might take some of my clients 3 or 4 months before I even start talking about it to them. Just stick to getting your form down, less likely to get injured, and you will eventually learn how to train hard enough to make even more progress don't worry about any of that chat. And if you do feel like no matter how much YouTube you watch, no matter how much Instagram videos you watch and tutorials, every time you go on Pure Gym, you still find yourself on the same 5 machines. Maybe try my 4 weeks of free online coaching. Like I said, it's free. There's literally nothing to lose. And most coaches will not do something like this because they don't want you to see what they do for free, because then you would run for the hills. The very reason you can't stick to the gym is probably because you've got no structure. You don't know why you're doing what you're doing, but if you did, you probably would keep going.